Hello guys, this is me, the Action here. I want to introduce a new Photoshop action called analog double exposure. For you who, if you don't know this action already, feel free to come to Envato site and check it out. The link is below in the description. And what about the action? This is a great tool to combine two photos in a double exposure style. But what actually this action does is it can add some special old analog camera stylized effects, like tears, some dusts, and special vignetting, grains, and blurring. And what about the blurring? There is additional blurring action which gives you ability to add some very soft and stylish blur only on the edges, like here, for example. And every effect is fully customizable, so you have a maximum control on all adjustments. There are black and white versions, modificators. You can adjust vibrance and add some color filters to your images. And the action have a possibility to gives you possibility to combine to choose the saturation of each photo, so you can mix up the color photos, or for example you can combine, like this one, black and white photo with a color photo. Also you can add some color to your already black and white photos, like here is a little orange tint in it. This action also gives you ability to mix up more photos, like this one. Just save your composition of two photos as a JPEG, open it again in Photoshop, and again use this same action. To use this action, you must be sure you use English version of Photoshop. To check that, go to Edit, Preferences, Interface, and here it is. OK. Now go to Image, Mode. You must be sure you checked RGB color and 8-bit channel. OK. In CS5 or higher, you must also check this button in the Layer panel. Go to Panel Options, and here it is, the last option, Add Copy to Copied Layers and Groups. This option also must be checked. Okay, now I want to show you how actually work with this action. So at first you need to load this action, so go to Action panel here and click this button and click the Load Actions. Choose your ATN file, analog double exposure, click Load to load this. You can now see the folder with action is loaded. Expand it, and now you have the action. So the next step is to go to Edit and load your patterns by clicking Presets, Presets Manager, choose the pattern here, load, choose your analog double exposure patterns file, and click Load. And they are loaded. Click Done. Okay, so now we need to choose our main photo. So we choose, for example, this one. Now you see it's already on the background layer, and it should be. If it's not like this, you need to go to select this layer, go to Layer, New, Background from Layer. Now it's correct. Okay, so now we need to play our action. Choose the double exposure action, always at the first time, and click play. Okay, the pop-up window will show. Click continue and then choose the second image, click place. Next, click enter button on keyboard to approve. Okay, click continue. Okay, choose our photo, second photo, for example this one, and click place. Okay, now we can push the enter button to approve. And now click continue, and then you can transform your second image and check if you like the mix. Click enter button on keyboard to approve. You can also transfer images when the action is over. Okay, click continue, and now you have ability to just check if your image fit exactly to your image, if your second image fit to your first image, the main image. So I think it's good. You can transfer this second photo like you want. You can flip horizontal, flip vertical, all the action. Okay, click enter to approve, and wait for the action is finished. Okay, let's see what we have in the actions in the layers panel. So there are two important, the most important things that are the yellow folder and orange folder. Yellow folder contains your main background image, for example this person, and the orange folder contains the second image, so this is the street in our example. And the red layers near these folders, those layers help you to adjust the way your image will appear, the way your images will be mixed. And there are also vibrance and black and white modifiers which are works with each folder here and here. And there we have some two groups of layers. The violets are the additional analog effects, special effects. We can now turn it off to make it simpler. So turn it off, the vignette here. I will use it in the future. And then blue ones are simple contrast, and black and white modifier to all image, and fade effect, and color modifier, and also vibrance modifier, which works on whole project. So turn off, maybe we can turn off contrast and fade from now. Okay, now I want to adjust the most important layers, which is the red ones. And so take a look here, click twice, and now we have ability to change the contrast of the main image, the first one with this man. So what I want to adjust here is that I think that this man is appearing too bright, and I want to see more the streets on this image. So I need just to crank up these adjustments for like here, and I see that there are more streets now. I think it's quite good, but I don't like the saturation of this image, because when I crank up this adjustment, the contrast works on also the color, so I need to just adjust the vibrance of this image. I just lower up the saturation, and I think it start looking interesting. We can change the more vibrance, but definitely not the highest saturation doesn't work here. We can also change this image to all black and white by turning it off. So now it's full black and white. Okay, so maybe some adjustment on the contrast. Let's see how it looks like with the highlights. Oh, I like this. Yeah, the white areas are very interesting here. Okay, and let's take a look at the second image. So double click here on the next red layer and adjusting the streets image. So I think the streets could be a little bit more bright. So let's crank up the midtones to the left. So we now see the asphalt here, more details, maybe some contrast. Oh, not too much. And the highlights. I think the less contrast here will work the best, so maybe leave it here. And the vibrance of this image. Let's have saturation. You can adjust it as you like. I like the little less saturated images. Yes, this style will be good. Okay, you can just simply turn on the black and white modifier here. Just see how it looks like in all black and white images. Yes, it's quite good. But for now, leave it with a color. So we mixed up the first image in black and white with a second image with less saturated look. Okay, now I want to add some analog camera effects. So this is the retro film effects. So make sure it's turned on, and now we can choose some effects. For example, turn on the dirt. So now you see the darker dirt appearing in the in the corners. It's like that's why, because there are already installed the mask which are masked in the middle. You can also just click with Shift this mask to disable it. So now we have a dirt on the whole image. But for now I will leave it like it is. So let's have a look to this adjustment. Click twice, and now we can move this dirt as we want. Also, we can change the scale of the dirt as we want. So this is a simple pattern. Just don't scale it too small, because there will be some copied spaces. I think some little. Okay, let's bring the bright dust to life. Turn on the bright dust layer, and now we can see that now we have some white dust in the whole image. Also, click twice. You can now just adjust it and scale it. Maybe in this case, maybe a little bit bigger. Okay. Now turn on the bleaches layer. The bleaches layer provides some reddish tint bleaches over the image, and the same, we have ability to move the bleaches and scale it like as we want. For example, like this, or maybe smaller. Okay, let's add some vignetting by clicking turn on this layer. We have 3 types of vignetting to choose. Let's see. I think this lightest works better. Maybe one, okay. And we can now add some grain. So take a look and zoom to the actual pixels, and now we can add the zoom. The grain. So turn on the grain layer, and now we see that there is some very subtle grain in this image, in the whole image. We can also choose the one of the 4 types of this grain, or we can just mix it up as we want. So there is a small sharp grain, medium grain, and big soft grain. I think medium grain, it will work in this case better. Maybe big soft grain one more time. Okay, I choose the medium. Okay, so now go further to blue layers. We can see already our image is quite dark, so now we can easily adjust this by moving the curves. So I think that we can simply just put the highlights up a little, and what about darks? Yes, I think we can put it higher. So this point is good to moving in the range of that range, from there to there. So I leave it there, for example, and the same with this point. They are very sensitive. Okay, I think it's good like this. And what about contrast here? We can add some fade effect, turning on, see? And if it's too much, just click this layer and change the opacity. It's now on 54%. We can make it more or less. I will do the less, maybe 23%. Okay, so with this layer we can see a simple how all the image looks in the black and white. Also, the all effects will be changed to black and white. But for now I will leave this. And here we can add some color. So turn on the color and we can change the color to add some nice filter. So if we change the color, we can achieve some very interesting results. Depends on the colors that are already on our images. So maybe I choose the maybe green, maybe some blue and green will be work. Okay, and this is very interesting because this color works with this black and white layer. So if we turn it on this black and white layer, so now the image is nearly black and white, but is changed by this color modifier. So let's see, we can achieve some effect like this. And we can now choose the color from this place. If we have a brighter tint, the whole image will be more saturated. But I think the lower space here in the works better. Okay, so we can now, I will turn off this black and white layer, and in the end you can adjust the saturation and vibrance of the whole image one more time. So maybe more vibrant, but less saturated. I think it looks quite good. Let's say that we have all adjustment corrected as like we want, but we want transform our main images. So yes, we can just go to image layer, select image layer, for example, image 1, and click Ctrl T. And for example, we can scale it up much more. Click Enter to approve. What we have here, click V on the keyboard, move tool, and just move this layer like we want. Okay, and maybe we can scale up the image 2 also. So select the image 2 layer, Ctrl T again, scale up, for example like this, click Enter to approve, and now we see it's more. We can also move it up a little, so for example like this. Okay, so now when there is a little tip, because sometimes we can scale up the photos like this man photo, but it will be losing its quality. So don't worry, if you use the low quality image, you can scale it up, and all the images here have a hidden, just roll it out, have a hidden Gaussian blur in it. So to have an original quality of your images, you can turn it off like that, but for now I will leave it. And let's see that for example, let's say that our image, main image of this man, has a very low quality, and there are a lot of imperfections. So you can just click the Gaussian blur on this layer and scale it up, and then you have a very cleaner, softened look of this image, and it will definitely hide all imperfections. So I recommend use the best quality images, but you really don't have to. Okay, now I can show you how work the next action, which is blurring action here. And to use this action, you can be sure, you have to be sure that all the transformated photos are as you like, and just click the image tool layer and choose the blur action and play it. it's very important that the image 2 layer must be selected. So the pop-up window will show. Click continue and adjust the blurring edge softness. Click OK to approve. Okay, click continue, and we can see that our first image threshold will show up, and the action works in that way that the blurring show only in the on the white areas. Everywhere where it's black, it will not show up. So we can just by adjusting this radius, we can just soften this edge border of the blurring. So if we set it like here, for example, we will be blurring this space, and this space on the black will leave unchanged. So, but we want some softer border, maybe even more, like this, and click OK. And now we see our image 2, when it's already blurred by this. So now you see all this area is not blurred, and all the spaces which were white on the previous image are blurred, and the border between the blurred spaces and not blurred are very soft. So now we can ability to change the radius here, and we can just use very soft blur, but I just want to blur it as much as I can to look it good, and click OK and wait for the blurring. So the speed of this blurring action will depend on the speed of your computer. Okay, the action is finished, and now you see that in the image this blurring is on the separate layer, which is called image 2 blurred, right here. And what we're gonna see, what we wanna do now, just look it. When I just turn it off, now you see that the blurring on the edges, and it definitely adds some analog style to it. So if you are not satisfied with this effect, you can change it by delete this layer. Just delete it. Make sure that the image 2 is selected like before, and play this action again. I want to talk about another really important tip, which is masking. And let's say that I don't like this ear to show up here, the man's ear. So how are we gonna hide it? So go to, if we want to hide it in some object on this layer, in this case on the man's image, go to the image 1 folder mask. Just be sure the mask is checked, and choose the softer brush, like very soft brush, like this one. Make sure you paint it with a black color, and just paint it on the mask, and it will hide this object. So be gentle with it. If you will paint in place like this, you will see that the second image will be appeared more. Okay, and the same thing, like we want, for example, that there is a too much, let's say there is a too much second image, too much street on the face on this man. So to hide this this vegetation and these bikes, so check the image 2 folder mask and paint it again. And now you see that the streets are starting to disappear. Okay, now let's say that we want to combine our composition with another photo. So to do this, you need to save your image as a JPEG file. I already saved it and open it in the Photoshop like before. So you have it on the layer background like before, and we can just start the action again. Choose double exposure action again and click play. Okay, and choose another photo. Okay, just click enter. We can adjust our image later when the action is finished. Okay, our action is finished, and I want to place this house on the top of the man's head. And in the first place, I just turn off all contrast effects or grain, anything, I just want to have a clear original quality of these photos. Okay, and for now I just turn off the levels of the image one, so our composition which we are made in previous will stay not changed. So turn it off. Okay, so now just select the image 2 and move it to the right place, which I just think it will be fit enough. Maybe just a little more, like here. Let's see. Okay, maybe with just I want to check if it's work with a horizontal clipping. I think this will be okay. So now I need to analyze these settings, the levels of this second image. So this highlights in this image, this adjustment of the highlights is very important, because you can see that when I move it to the right, our main image will start appearing, but I just want to just disappear in this time, and we can just start to maybe blacks a little more to the right, for example like this. Okay, this area makes very cool, but I want mask of this grass here, because there is a this edge that I don't want to be shown. So just we can mask this by clicking on the image 2 folder mask, click B to brush, and start brush with the black color. Maybe some more. And that way. Okay, I will change it to white to just make it more visible here, and maybe some more adjustments, how it's gonna look. It looks quite interesting. Maybe I want to lose this area on these lights. I think there is a sharp there. I don't want to be shown here, so just choose the mask image 1 and mask these lights here, I think. So make sure it's black and start masking it. Yes. And now I can even more. So this way you can achieve every result that you want. So this is it. This is all. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you like this action. Don't forget to subscribe on the Envato site, and if you already don't know this action, go to the link below in the description, and that's it. Take care, guys.